Your people pleasing is getting out of hand. Stop trying to please people. It will get you nowhere. Everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Uluwadara Salt, and in today's video I'm going to be shifting your view from the level that it currently is to a whole nother level. If you are new here, you're welcome to the family. Please ensure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video to others who can gain from what you are about to gain as well. If you are a returning subscriber, you're welcome back. All right, without further ado, let's get into what we have for today. I believe that so many people need to live their lives with a greater level of insight than they currently do. And as simple as that may sound, it's very crucial because it plays a huge role in how you behave in certain situations. Now, here's what I mean. Let's assume that there is a person who wants a car. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be giving him the name Bob. So Bob wants a car. He goes to the car shop, sees a car that he likes, finds out the price of the car, goes back home, gets the money for the car. And when it's time for him to get the car, he's unavailable. Maybe he went for a trip or he went for a meeting. However, Bob is unavailable, but he wants the car on a specific date. So he tells Nelson, his messenger, to go pick the car for him. And then Nelson gets to the car shop. Bob confirms that Nelson went to the car shop to pick the car for him. And Nelson picked the car and left the car shop. Finally, Bob is going back home. And on his way, he's excited because there's a car waiting for him at home. So he goes home. And on getting home, he sees Nelson, but he doesn't see the car. And then he calls Nelson to ask, what happened to my car? And Nelson says, well, what happened was on my way back home, when I was bringing the car from the car shop, I met someone on the road who said he needed a car. And looking at him, I could tell that he needed the car. He could really use the car. And I thought to myself, Bob already has two cars and this guy has none. So it would be nice for me to give the car to this person who doesn't have any car, since Bob already has two cars. And Bob can actually afford to get another car even if I give this out. So I decided to give the car to the person who I thought needed the car. I really pitied him, and then I just decided to give him the car. What do you think Bob would do to Nelson? I'm going to leave you to answer that. You see, way too many people have put themselves in danger, put their family members in danger, put the lives of their loved ones at stake, put their own lives at stake, hurt themselves, hurt their loved ones, hurt people around them, just in the name of being nice. This is something that is killing so many people. And you don't even know it. A lot of them know it. Some other people don't. Some people think they're being good to people. But you're not being good to people. You're being nice. Your niceness is killing you. Hear this. If you have to choose between being nice and being responsible, you have to go with responsibility. Why was it wrong for Nelson to have given the car to someone else when Bob sent him to get the car? Because giving the car to someone was an act of irresponsibility. It's not about whether or not Nelson wanted to be nice. It's about, was that a responsible act? It's way deeper than niceness. There are so many situations like that. It's way deeper than niceness. It's not about being nice. Listen, I'm not saying that you should not be good to people, because I'm thinking someone is probably asking in their mind, so are you saying that we shouldn't be good to people? No, I'm not. Absolutely not. In fact, being good to people is an act of responsibility. And all I'm telling you to do is be responsible. And like I said earlier on, if you have to choose between being nice and being responsible, you have to go for responsibility because niceness will not get you anywhere. Niceness will cost you. Niceness will cost you. Now, I'm saying do not be nice. However, you should be kind because being good to people is an act of kindness. Now, people mistake niceness for kindness. And so when people are being nice, they think they're being good, while in the real sense, many times they're just being stupid, for lack of a better word. Now, I decided to check the dictionary for the meaning of niceness and kindness, and here's what I found. For niceness, I found so many things, but I decided to pick this for the purpose of this video. Pleasant, satisfactory, silly, ignorant, friendly, attractive, foolish. So it means you're trying to please people, you're trying to satisfy people, you're doing something that you're not supposed to do, you're being silly, you're being foolish, meaning you're not thinking things through. That is niceness. Just because you don't want people to feel bad, you do things that put greater things at stake. Now, that is an act of irresponsibility. However, I also checked the dictionary for the meaning of kindness. And here's what I found. Kindness means you're good to people, you are benevolent, generous, cautious, gentle, affectionate, forgiving, marked by consideration for others, mild, easy governed. That is kindness. So let's go back to the analogy that I gave earlier on. Let's assume that Nelson wanted to do something, wanted to do the right thing. Let's assume that Nelson wanted to be kind rather than being nice. What options did Nelson have? First thing is he could have decided to give the needy guy some cash if he was buoyant enough to do that. The second option is to tell Nelson, I really want to help you, but I really do not have the resources to do that right now. However, I can get your contact. I've heard your story. I can get your contact. And if I find an opportunity that can work for you or an opportunity that will be of an advantage to you, I'm going to reach out to you. Now, that is an act of kindness because Nelson was not required to do that. However, he chose to. That was Nelson being responsible. That was Nelson being wise. However, Nelson giving the car to someone else because they said they needed the car was Nelson being foolish, and that is niceness. What am I saying? Remember the time when someone told you to do something for them and you really didn't want to do it because you weighed your options and you knew that if you did it for them, you would be affected and so many things were going to be at stake. But you still chose to do it for them. And after doing it for them, you beat yourself up. You feel bad about yourself. You feel bad about doing that. And then you blame yourself for not being able to speak up. Oh, I should have spoken up. I should have said something. I should have said no. I should have. That was you being nice, jeopardizing other things. You see, whenever you are in a situation, you always have to weigh your options. Wisdom is profitable. I'm not saying you shouldn't be good to people. I'm saying that you should be wise. So whenever you have to make a decision in any situation, you have to weigh the options that you have. Is this a good option to go with? If I do this, what are the things that are going to be at stake? It's not about whether or not you are offending someone. Nobody cares about if you're offending someone or not. And it's not like I'm saying you should be cold blooded. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you should normalize living fine with people being angry. You should actually normalize living with people being annoyed. You should normalize living with people being displeased, all right? It's not going to, I mean, life goes on. You cannot please everybody. You don't always have to be the sacrificial lamb every time. You should reason things through, think things through, Don't make decision in haste. Don't Your priorities when it comes to making certain decisions shouldn't be, is this person going to be annoyed? It should be, am I doing the right thing? Am I being responsible by doing this? What are the things that I'm putting at stake by doing this, by making this decision? When you think about that and you realize that more things are going to be at stake, and you realize that you being nice or pleasing the next person who you want to please is going to put other things at stake and is an act of irresponsibility from your end, you have to leave with the person being annoyed. People get angry every time. It's not a big deal, all right? So you need to be responsible. What am I saying? If you have to choose between your frontal lobe and your limbic system, you should go with your frontal lobe. Your frontal lobe is the part of your brain that is responsible for logical reasoning, and your limbic system is the part of the brain that is responsible for emotions. The frontal lobe, in layman's language, is your head, and the limbic system, in the layman's language, is your heart. So if you have to choose between your head or your heart, go with your head. Your frontal lobe and your limbic system, go with your frontal lobe. Okay? It's not about how you feel. It's not about what the person feels. It's not about whether or not you're going to offend someone. It is about whether or not you are being responsible. Niceness can make you an irresponsible person, and you do not want to be an irresponsible person. You want to be responsible, you want to be wise, all right, and you want to make decisions that are the best. It's way deeper than them not being offended. It's way deeper than you trying to please them. All right. It's all about you being responsible. You have to be responsible. Be responsible for yourself. Be responsible for the people around you. Be responsible for the people who depend on you. Be responsible for your loved ones. All right. Or you don't have loved ones. Be responsible for your society. It's not about offending people. If you realize that every time you have to choose between being responsible or being nice, you always go for being nice, it means your people pleasing is getting out of hand. Stop trying to please people. It will get you nowhere. Again, your people pleasing is getting out of hand. Stop trying to please people. It will get you nowhere. Today, get wisdom, all right? And choose responsibility over niceness. Thank you so much for watching. I believe you have been wiser just by watching this video. So thank you so much for watching. Please ensure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you think that it's going to take you a while before you get this all together, or before you actually implement the change necessary for you to become a better person or a responsible person, I will advise that you listen to this video over and over again until the message sinks into your subconscious and it actually begins to reflect on the outside, such that you begin to choose responsibility over niceness. And if you know someone who can make use of this video, or someone who is going to benefit from this video, do not hesitate to share the video with them, because they need to grow the same way you've just learned something and you've become a better person in a few minutes. So thank you so much for watching and have a blessed time. Bye.